Alright, we are back without problems normally. Can everyone hear me correctly? So, OBS unfortunately crashed earlier for no reason. Uh, I hope it does not crash a second time, because that would be unfortunate. Uh, Thank you, Dry, for preparing the trackers. So everything should be ready for us to reconvene. Are you sure you can attend the second race, Dry?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Very well. Let me reset the hints on my tracker and we are good to go for the second game. So Seawolf is leading 1-0. That means if Seawolf wins this one, he wins the semifinal and will go against Judge Joe in the grand final. Alright. Alright, so I will start the video. It should start right away. Now.
Looks good to me, and this is our boss hunt settings, and it's a 5-line bingo in this match.
There is no
So
sound.
it's purely about, Rom will work on the sound as we go here. But this one is, the loot is tiered. We start with 1 tablet, so we can go to Kuza, but we can only grab a maximum of 3 things there.
Oh, of course it does
The
that.
Okay, well, minor technical difficulty here, but we'll be past it soon.
Okay, so changing the audio track does send the video back to the beginning. Right. So next time I will not be using OBS VLC integration, I will be capturing a VLC window. Good to know. So this time it is boss hunt, so we only have defeat bosses goals. We have a pretty interesting lineup here because I see Omniscient, I see Bahamut, I see X-Death, which we need to defeat anyway to access World 3, because this is kind of standard settings. I see Necrophobe, I see Leviathan, Twintaya. Those can be annoying depending on their spot.
Yeah, not the easiest board, although there's also a chance to dodge some of these bosses. We're about to get a hint, X-Death Castle, Path of the Void. The hints aren't all that important, but, well, for progression through the seed, we might pay some attention to them.
So this is actually the first Path to the Void hint tonight.
Oh, that's right. We didn't get any in the other game at
all.
all.
Yeah, because all 4 tablets are given right away with open word. So you technically cannot.
I see. Right. Yeah. Wouldn't be. Yeah.
Oh, showed right away in Sergate's book.
Nice find there. This is a little bit of a surprising check because there's not that much loot in here, but there is a hint, but the hint isn't that important. But looks like Seawolf just almost all of his seeds he likes to explore somewhere in World 2 at the start, and that is different than most other players. Ziza Fleet has Wolfstower Key, I think.
Yeah, Wolfstower Key. I don't agree with you. Hints are still important.
You don't agree with me that Seawolf goes? Okay.
Bracelet
World 1?
Because you may be confusing it with the potential game 3. We don't have the key items. So you kind of need to know where the key items are to unlock more checks in order to check more bosses. Contrary to game 3, where you are given all key items to check the boss's spots as soon as possible. Like, Path to the Void...
Who's a check coming here? We're going to have to pay close attention to this.
Times 6, interesting.
Times
Summoner.
6. Summoner, wow. Maneater's good too, pretty good.
I'd pick Summoner because we have a free shot that we got in Surgate.
Yes. White 6, not bad either.
Oh, Mimic.
And with that Mimic,
Yeah, I'd pick...
Time 6, Summoner, and what do you think for the last thing?
It could be... a good question. Man-Eater for the money, maybe?
Go with Maneater. Okay, I guess Seawolf likes dancing.
It can also be for the money.
Yeah, it could be for selling too. Yeah, I haven't gotten a look at what the starting job is. Did you happen to see that?
I wasn't able to see that.
It's possible they haven't even shown us yet, so no worries there. We'll see it soon enough.
They must have.
It's Dancer.
So
it's Dancer. No wonder he chose the Maneater.
We entered World 2 or 3, so we must have used the warp shard, which means we should have used the warp shard. So yeah, we must have entered the menu. Interesting. Alraedris does not pick up the same things. We got white 6. So now he would choose. Maybe he won't pick up the Man-Eater. The man... Oh, he does. He just doesn't pick times 6. So what the Man-Eater does...
Fine.
The Man-Eater is a Dancer exclusive dagger who will always crit on human targets, as well as increase your
it gives
general
some
stats.
That's fair, as you may have seen with those yellow numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Quite nice. Even if it's not a human target, the Maneater is just strong in general, so it'll hit hard.
So Seawolf checking the shops in Rugor. There is Astega. So I bet Alraedris is going to regret not picking times 6. And we get Karnak Meteor, Path to the Void.
Where did he buy Haste 2?
Rugor.
Oh, another World 2 check. That seems to be Seawolf's aim, is to check World 2, and I gotta say, most other racers don't check it so early. Oh, nice blue ability in the Pirate Cave.
So I tend to check Rugor a lot in the settings because, well, especially if it's not the case here, but especially if we have access to World 3 and a ribbon check. Rugor and Surgate are really close to each other. Not Surgate, Koza Castle. So when I go try it in a tablet, I stop by Rugor first, because it's really close to it, so...
Yeah, that is a good, efficient play, yep.
Like, a hint.
But I think Seawolf also went to Surgate before.
Yes.
It's another World 2 check. There's a nice sword dance, but that was not the Maneater user. Did Alraedris jump with a dancer? Is that why we have one person off screen?
Faris has a dragon.
He did, but it did no damage. Okay, cool.
Faris is a dragon.
I didn't notice that.
So yeah, that was the second chest. Second chest in Windshrine had the dragon crystal, but we don't have a good weapon to go with it.
Well, we'll keep an eye out for a good spear, I guess.
Oh,
quick reset there.
He has to climb again. That was a thunder bow, and that's the dragon crystal. He didn't save in there, yeah. He saved outside, but not inside.
Okay, not a huge deal at this point, but a little bit of a time loss. Now he's gonna make sure to use that save point.
The dragon is not that bad because we do have some shields available for free, like the Genji shield in the beginner's house. But generally, you don't really get a very good damage output until you get the dragon spear later in the game. So dragon isn't really effective. For a crystal shard that you get on the earth crystal, which is the fourth one, the last one, you get the dragon at the same time as the chemist, the dancer, and the samurai. Needless to say, by the time you get the dragon in the vanilla game, you have access to way better jobs. Like getting the dragon in the last wave along 3 of the most broken jobs in this game. Yeah. It's not
Yeah, it's a rough spot to roll Dragoon.
Yeah, it's not FF3. In FF3, you get the dragon on the 3rd crystal, the water crystal. That's really earlier. And contrary to FF5, you don't get all 4 crystals in the first map. So that's like half the game, I'd say, and it does make a difference. Nice ninja.
Ooh, Alraedris gets the ninja after jitterbugging Arcuavis many times. Down at Seawolf's side, he also picked up Black Mage in Licks for free. And I did see the trainer job, but I don't think he bothered to buy it. It's not like last game where you might want a job like the trainer to catch an enemy or something, because we're just killing bosses here, and
well,
not the greatest boss killer.
Well, we know there is blue ability in the Pirate's Cove, and there is white wind on the wind crystal shards. There is also a Dark Hood to equip your newly acquired ninja as well. Dark Hood is the best headgear for the ninja. And just a good headgear generally, because it has the highest agility boost and the best light armor for the head. Only the ribbon is better, I'd say.
Yeah, it's good for jobs that can wear it, like you mentioned, the ninja. And also, I'm just happy to see after, since we're doing these streams back to back, we're getting a little bit of job variety. I know we do have Summoner again, but the other jobs so far have been a bit different, at least.
Yeah, we see the Summoner a lot. We're even going to see that during the run of the 4-job fiesta.
That's true, yes. A lot of shopping going on now. Because tiering is on, we don't expect to see anything too great early on, but level 3 Flare isn't bad for World 1 and already having blue.
Alraedris does not have blue yet. Requiem is another nice thing to see. We saw Armor and Esuna as well. Esuna being named Heal in this translation. That's the spell that gets rid of every status ailment at once.
Also some consumables. I'm pretty sure I saw Phoenix Downs earlier. Some high potions are always nice to have just in case. Underwater areas barren?
Yeah, twice in a row.
Wow.
Yeah, well, Red Sea Trench, History Falls, and Sunken Walls are once again completely barren. That means when you enter those locations, you check the boss, and if it's not a required boss, you just go away. They are not needed.
Yeah, that's what I was sort of referring to about some of the hints not being as important in this flag set, because you still might go to those areas to check the bosses. But you're right that there is certainly value in progressing through the seed and getting the key items that you need to unlock the other checks. And the hints are useful for those things.
Another thing to note,
Red
though.
shoes.
Another thing, I said Red Sea Trench and History Falls. Those locations have two bosses because there's one guarding the entrance gate and one at the end of the dungeon. So you might still have to beat the first boss and progress in the dungeon to check the second boss. Oh, I didn't see the hint on Caliga.
Ancient library, path to the void.
Oh, we have 3 paths to the void. By the way,
That's a nice variation from last time where the library was barren.
you don't need to actually talk to Kelga. The wolf in front will also give you the hint, and it's faster.
Yeah, that's a pretty recent change. It's possible that Seawolf is unaware of that one, or whoever it was that checked it just now.
Yeah, the change was made because Kelga is not in World 3. Because, well, he died in the middle game. We see Siren. Okay, we can kill it with a Jitterbug Dirt. Be careful to not do that on her undead phase, or else you reverse the effect of the drain. Ooh, nice. That's not a key item, but a gold hairpin is great for the mages, especially the summoner, as well as giving us the gold if it's Siren.
Yeah, nice find and a defeated Siren. No key item, but we're gonna run through the ship graveyard and do at least a little bit of looting here. So that gold hairpin, basically having it for the entire rest of the seed is gonna be really nice.
Yeah, and we know we have Shot available right away. And Shot can consume a lot of MP. Especially in the early game where your characters don't have much MP. That way you are sure you can cast Shot multiple times in a row. Like if you miss the first time, you can cast it again and not be punished by the game for missing.
Seawolf on to the last form of Arcuavis here. Let's see if he can finish it off.
And as pointed by Lily, gold pins are also great for the time magic spells. Meteor being 40 MP normally, getting reduced to 20 MP. Exxon also costs a lot. That's an insta-kill that costs a lot of MP for the low chances to actually proc. Quick consumes a lot of MP to give you the ability to get 2 turns in one.
And we have a wing raptor at the back of the ship graveyard. He can be confused. Did he finish himself off? Not quite. A ninja threw a scroll. We've got some nice extra variety here. Another confusion.
So, a bit of a trivia. In Final Fantasy V, you do not get a damage bonus for hitting a target that does not face you. Contrary to some other games. Like Final Fantasy VII, if you hit an enemy that faces the other way, like in a back attack or in a pincer attack, you do get a bonus damage. However, the enemy do not get bonus damage when hitting you facing away, fortunately.
I will just mention that it looks like in this particular seed, unlike the last one, Seawolf took a little longer before fighting the first boss. So of course, Alraedris has done more boss checks and has that one boss already lit. Seawolf going in a different direction to North Mountain instead of the canal, and it looks like Seawolf also. Oh, I thought it was. Yeah, sorry. I said the wrong person. Alraedris going to North Mountain. Never mind. Seawolf grinding at the Black Flame Island because Thunder Scrolls are a really fast way to get these kills.
Yeah. They drop flame scrolls as well, I think.
Maybe rarely.
The main...
This is only gonna take it's a brief grind session, but in terms of the experience and the gold given, this is one of the best spots in World 1 and even in World 2.
I see.
Compared to World 2. Ooh, second tablet for Alraedris already at top of North Mountain, World 1.
This spot on the Black Flame is also widely known to be the best spot to learn Darkshock as well.
Yeah, it's probably worth letting them hit you with that spell while you're here, so you can learn it.
I wonder why Seawolf absolutely wanted this grind session. Does he have an idea?
I think he just likes the power from being higher, a little bit higher level than just doing the standard boss progression on its own.
Oh, okay. He just wants to steamroll the first bosses, which is a fair strategy.
Yeah, that's my guess. Yeah. There also was some red shoes for sale. I'm not sure if they were bought. I know one of the racers was considering it. Not sure if they actually bought them, but the red shoes give you 50% chance to do sword dance, so it's definitely worth getting.
Alraedris forgot to get the Defeat Gilgamesh 3 the first time. Siren, okay, using emission is not effective until she reaches the undead phase. Only the undead form is weak to fire, but she can be petrified, as shown by Seawolf using Shout.
And Seawolf is chasing that bait that he got pretty early. Worm bait. I'm sorry, I think I keep saying the wrong racer's name. It's Alraedris who's going after the bait.
Yep. Alraedris is on top.
Yep. I should know from last time since it's the same, right?
Arkfield made the video. So it should be?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's how it was last time too. I just am messing it up.
Imagine it's reversed.
So Liquid Flame being immune to water made that scroll useless. So we are sort of looking for a way to do some good damage against it.
Yeah, Liquid Flame is only weak to ice. And that's actually accurate to reality. A flame, like a combustion from a liquid, cannot be extinguished with water. Actually, you're going to make things worse because water contains oxygen, and oxygen will burn, actually. Like, it works on fires born from solid or air, but not with liquid.
Also, if you were to use something that was wind elemental against Liquid Flame, then it would heal it. And that makes sense too, because, wind will strengthen. The air will actually strengthen the fire, unless it blows it out completely.
Yeah, you're giving more oxygen to combust. Like, the beneficent way would be to make the air colder, because when it's colder, the air compresses and there is less oxygen. Also, sand is a good way, which should work because we are seeing Liquid Flame in the desert. And
we should be shoveling sand onto this boss. That's what we should be doing, but there's no shovel command.
Yeah, that's why you have sand buckets in some places as a way to protect against fires. Another obvious way, if you can, like if it's a small fire, you can also try to cover it with something to completely cut any airflow around it, so that you have no oxygen entering the fire, and so the fire will just put out by itself once it consumes all the oxygen. Like putting a spell over the fire, it will completely cut it off after a few seconds.
Absolutely. Alraedris finally did get through the liquid flame, and that's a bingo tile and gets the adamantite for it.
Oh, that's the center bingo tile as well.
Ooh, I didn't notice that. You're right. Very valuable liquid flame.
So now we're exploring the catapult. I would have assumed that he would go to the Karnak Meteor first, because it is hinted as path to the void, you know? It doesn't matter that much, but you are guaranteed to get a progression item, which means another boss location available.
And there's the second tablet for Seawolf. I don't think he'll be going back to Kuza anytime soon.
Yeah, we checked everything that was available there. There's nothing really valuable. Like maybe White Magic 6. If you... But, I mean...
Yeah,
If you find White Magic spells, like... I think we only saw Mute, Armor, and Esena. So unless we find Omniscient in a non-convenient spot, we may go there to get a White Magic command to use Mute if it's our only source. Otherwise, I don't think we are going back to Koza. Maybe Alraedris, because Alraedris missing on time 6 can be a huge thing.
right. Yeah. Yep. Frogs throwing scrolls to do damage to Halicarnasso because we do not have Maiden Kisses. We're trying to dance, we're trying to throw. Sword Dance doesn't hit very hard. You'd prefer, I think Jitterbug would be better even in this case. But we'll get through with scrolls eventually. It's just a funny situation.
I believe we have Black Magic with Black Mage, so if someone has Black Mage, we could use Toad to untoad ourselves.
Yes, indeed. I'm not sure if anyone has that active at the moment. Meanwhile, Seawolf does get past the gargoyles at about the same time. It's a Dragon Fang. Not sure which meteor that was at, but we'll see in just a second.
Wolves.
Waltz here. Was there a reward from the catapult?
I missed it as well. I was looking at which meteor it was.
Yeah, I thought I would be able to catch it, but it was like the same instant that the other spot was giving its reward.
The only thing that could be deduced is that it couldn't have been the Karnak Meteor, because Karnak Meteor is path to the void, so it couldn't have been a dragon thing, but yeah. Oh.
You know what?
No, I don't know yet.
Maybe I'm getting Steed confused. I thought somebody fought the Hear You plant, but I must be thinking of Last Seed.
Yeah, you're thinking of Last Seed. We were able to use Odin on the Hear You plant.
Having some Thunder Scrolls for Carl Boss is nice. Also, the nice Sword Dance on the Ninja, which is not a high probability of happening. It did happen, though. And a bracelet. Now that was Karnak Meteor, probably, right?
Yes. And it is indeed required, because Bracelet gives access to World 3. Combined with the anti-barrier, you need it. World 3 is locked.
Yes, absolutely required, and we had that Path of the Void hint about Karnak Meteor, and we even had a bracelet hint saying that it would be in World 1, so that is all now resolved.
And something else is in World 1 as well. It's the trench page.
Where did we get the trench page from? Or we just don't know that yet?
The hint from library. It's in World 1.
Oh, I missed that. Okay. Trench page, World 1.
Is this even randomized?
Ifrit is this the Ifrit spot too? It is.
Yes. We don't have the Ifrit Spire, so it has to be the Ifrit spot.
Completely vanilla.
You
Okay,
can
then.
shoot.
Well, it happens every once in a while.
You can shoot. You can shoot Ifrit.
But he's not doing it, so it's gonna be ice damage, which is, that's the elemental weakness at least.
Yeah, Ifrit and Shiva are rivals, but yeah. It's not as fast as insta-killing it.
Nice big sword dance helps. Let's see if we get anything here.
Oh.
Steamship key in the library. Wow.
That's not if it's fire, but that's indeed something related to fire as well.
Yeah, I would probably chase that fairly quickly.
Yeah. It's unlocking 2 boss locations, and library is Path to the Void, which means it can be steamship key leading to the Path to the Void. It may be the item on the
scroll.
It may be the item on the other boss spot, but we don't know.
Okay, so that meteor was the triplets, which Alraedris just killed with 1 water scroll, and they gave him the Moogle suit for it too.
Yep,
that pretty was nice.
Tycoon Meteor. So Tycoon Meteor is required for the second goal in the board. Like second goal on the first row.
And the Moogle suit in this flag set has potential to give some really good stuff.
Yeah, we are playing with item tier. So let's see. Ooh, nice. X magic ability, definitely valuable.
Yeah, that's great for a black mage. Oh my gosh.
Samurai. Moni, Excalibur, another Man-Eater, War Ring, Runax. A lot of things that we can use to get a lot of damage. We saw the Berserker earlier in the shop. We can set up a Underflow Zerker using the Runax. We can definitely use the Samurai with the 9000 gills on the Warwing chest to use Gil Toss. X magic is definitely going to be useful, especially if you can combine with the Summoner. Yeah, Excalibur, if you can equip it, is a great weapon, which you can use on X-Death, because X-Death is in his castle is weak to Holy. So yeah, a very, very good Moogle village.
Other side, Seawolf just defeated Abductor with Shoat, didn't get anything on the bingo board, didn't get a key item, but now is going to do some looting here, and the Karnak Castle looting with ninjas throwing scrolls can be pretty quick. But he's not throwing scrolls, maybe he's a little low on scrolls at the moment.
I wonder, are those sorcerers weak to fire?
I don't think so.
Because, you know, they are wearing robes, and the robes can catch on fire.
Yeah, well, in that case, anything that had any clothing at all could potentially be weak to fire. I think if you have fur, that seems to work usually on like a furry animal boss, usually weak to fire.
I mean, that logic applies in Zelda Minish Cap, because the Wiz robes can be instantly killed with the magic lamp.
Oh, okay, yep.
Because they have robes, which can catch on fire.
Flammable robes, for sure.
Well, talking about
Oh, I think we
wizards,
just got a wizard rod.
yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
from wizards to wizard rod. Wizrod, yeah. That's another big robe. I wish we could set it on fire and kill it quickly. We say hello to
Now, this
Gogo.
go-go fight, I believe he's human. So if you were to get a sword dance with your man-eater, you'd probably be able to kill him. Also, nice dragoon spear find in a chest.
Well, I'm satisfied, but Seawolf is not the type of runner to use the dragoon. Alraedris might use it, but not Seawolf. Even I wouldn't use it in this situation because we have a better lineup. Holy Spear might
Probably true.
Holy Spear might make me change my mind, at least for X-Death, because I would be using a Holy Weakness. But yeah, otherwise I wouldn't.
Looks like Alraedris is going to wait out Go-Go. Catastrophe gave the trench page. I don't see Catastrophe on the board, but it's nice to get a key item, if nothing else.
Unfortunately, it leads to a barren location, because underwater are barren. So yeah, you can just go check the gate boss, and if it's not required, you reset quickly.
There are the maiden kisses. The extra vendor is selling them.
We found some earlier because Seawolf already has 8 maiden kisses, so we must have bought them.
I guess Alraedris didn't see them in the other spot. Nice find in the barrel with Titan, I think.
The Fire Rod spot gave Titan, who is Earth Elemental, not Fire. That's actually a good summon. You can use it with Summon 3. It does, I'd say, decent damage. It can be boosted with a Rune Bell. I don't remember if the Wizard Rod boosts that as well. I think it does.
Yeah, it does. Yep. Or the Gaia gear will boost it.
Oh.
We got that Wizard Rod in the Karnak Escape, so quite nice. Uh-oh. Alright, Gogo is just about done talking and about to banish himself.
Good job, that is the way of the Mimic, who is also in Koza Castle. Oh yeah, I forgot about it. We got... Seawolf got Summoner, times 6, and Man-Eater. Alraedris got Man-Eater, Summoner, and something else.
Man, times 6.
Nope,
Or either
no.
white 6 or times 6.
It was
between
white
the two
6. Yeah, it was white 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, I forgot about that. There's also the Mimic in Koza. Once we master the Summoner, we might go back there and pick up the Mimic who will inherit the Mastered Summoner's magic stat. Which can lead to a pretty...
Yep, that could work out quite well, yeah.
Yeah, this can lead to a very powerful combo with a Mimic X Magic Summon and maybe another magic ability which will further boost the magic stat. A lot of great things can happen.
I missed the catapult reward again. It went by so fast. I don't know what it was.
False page.
Oh,
Wait.
false page. Thank you.
Wait, that means Alraedris should have the false page as well.
Because we didn't see it before, I think we need to mark it on both. Yeah. This Leviathan fight here at the entrance to Flying Lanka is a rough spot, and as you can see, Alraedris struggling a bit here. If you don't have some Thunder Scrolls to throw, yeah, you might just have to throw the big guns like the pinwheel there. And
Yeah.
even now, it wasn't quite enough to win yet, so we have to throw something else as well. This is gonna kill.
That's a wipe.
Party, yeah.
Yeah. That spot.
Not an easy fight, Leviathan.
That spot is the first like road blocking wall in World 1. That's I think that's the earliest spot that goes over 10k HP. And yeah, Leviathan.
Yes.
No, you can't one hit. You can't one turn Leviathan in here, so he's very dangerous because I don't think you have the setup to resist big spells. Like if it was Tidal Wave, you are out. Entangle can hinder you if you are not using a magical party, and yeah.
Meanwhile, Seawolf tried to kill Gogo with damage by throwing a pinwheel and came a couple hundred damage short and got angry meteored to death the entire party. So I'm surprised actually that he didn't go back in and try again, because he could just tap him for a little damage and then throw the pinwheel and win. He wasn't far off, but has just completely left.
He probably wanted the 200 ability points on every character.
Yep, but you can still get that from killing him too.
Yeah, but I mean, not on dead characters.
Yeah, but no one has to be dead when you kill Gogo. You can have everyone standing.
No, I mean, the angry meteor would absolutely kill at least a character.
But you don't have to get meteored, is what I'm saying.
You I mean, you mean trying the boss again? Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just going again.
Yeah. I thought you meant like maybe surviving the meteor turn and getting one extra turn to finish Gogo. That's possible to do, but yeah, then you get.
He had a chance. He had a chance at that, but he also did not do that either.
Yeah, but you don't want to do that because 200 AP, that is wasted for some dead characters. Yeah, that's a lot to let go.
What he'll do is he'll just come back a little bit later when he's got a few more levels, and then he knows that the one pinwheel will actually work.
I mean, he got the second man-eater, so, you know, Ninja with Equip Ribbon, or maybe Dancer with Dual Wielding can do wonders against Gogo. And I saw something that is absolutely rare. It's my first time seeing Baron Towers.
That means Fort Tower is not really very incentivized in this seed ROM. I don't understand.
It can still be required for a boss. It can still be a required boss. But yes.
Yeah, but the racers are not as likely to go there. They might. We'll just have to see. But
at the very least, it means that World 1 Wolf's Tower, Ire Tower, and Fork Tower do not have any key item.
Right. And I think that barrier tower, which tends to be a little bit slow to get up there, you might fade that for quite a while if you know that the towers are barren.
Yeah. And if you get a hint about Wolf's Tower key, well, you are also going to fade that location because you know it will lead to nothing. So the Balcastle boss...
got another bingo tile.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this Balcastle boss also gives us the White Mage. So Alraedris definitely regrets picking up White 6 in Kusa Castle.
Yeah, I mean, you can use it on anyone now from then, and White Mage isn't that important, but Time 6 might have been better. Extes Castle had some sort of key.
I missed the Balcastle hint.
It said Extes Castle has something key, but I didn't catch which key it was.
It cannot be Steamship, it cannot be Warstower Key, because both of them were hinted.
Could be Bridge Key, or...
it's either Big Breach Key or Submarine Key.
Yep, one of those two.
It cannot be Submarine Key. Because Submarine Key leads to underwater areas. No, wait. Yeah, underwater and
It
tower.
could still be hinting
I mean,
subkey though, I think.
no, because this castle is past the void. And I'm
But it
pretty
could be
sure.
a different deck within Excess Castle that has
No.
the path.
Let's be honest. It's going to be yet another dupe hint. I'm sure. So
yeah, probably. You're probably right. Yeah.
because both tower and underwater areas being barren means the submarine key cannot lead to anything. Because be careful. Fire tower is opened by the submarine key, but it's not underwater, it's tower. So be careful. But yeah, both are barren, so we know submarine key is unrequired. So yeah.
Here we get to see a scared panda, but it's the wrong match. We were looking for this in the previous match.
Seawolf showing the Ifrit confusion. You can use it to stunlock a panda. He will use medicine or prey in order to cure his confusion, but you can do that as many times as you want.
Meanwhile, Alraedris versus Shote looks like he lost the battle to Shote due to those counters and also getting back attacked, and it was also sort of a high HP location at the fleet. We don't have any ribbons, I don't think, and I don't think we have any Aegis shields either to block the petrification. So
we have equipped ribbon
and tricky fight there.
We have equipped ribbon and dancer, but we don't have the ribbon. I believe we have an Aegis shield, but you can't equip it.
We got the Ifrit's fire. We're using Ifrit down in the basement against a panda. And we know the library is path to the void too.
I mean, Excess Castle is past the void, and we got Ifrit's fire in Excess Castle, which opens another spot in a location that had a path to the void hint. Actually, we did Steamship Key. We did Steamship. It had second.
We did. I got that.
It had second tablets, so could library be to double path to the void? If we don't get any,
it could be potential.
If we don't get any other valuable key item, that would be the case. Like if we get the actual submarine key, we know it cannot be the lead. So yeah.
Alraedris got his revenge on Leviathan, managed to defeat him with gill tossing this time. Let's see if we get anything good for that. Break black magic, not bad.
We can use it, but it's less effective than Shote.
Leviathan being on the bingo board is pretty nice, though. Alraedris is making progress toward a diagonal.
I mean, that's the probable reason why he went back there in the first place.
And now he's going to check the back, because you might as well check them both while you're up here.
Mute Sword is good.
Sword is good because Omni is on the board in the upper left.
Yeah, Mute Sword is way better than Mute White Magic.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Seawolf is just working his way up Excess Castle, doing all these checks, and we will see if there's any other key items that are given along the way here.
That was a Staff of Judgment.
Nice.
Love Song in Longarunes.
Sword 3, that's better than you need to cast Mute Spellblade, so that could come in handy.
Yeah, you can use Mute Spellblade, Venom Spellblade, and Sleep Spellblade with a level 2. Level 3 also lets you use the Fire 2, Ice 2 Bolt to Spellblade. Oh. Did you run out of money?
Fighting. I wasn't looking. If that was a 0, if there was a 0 there, there's a chance. Or it could be that this guy here has high defense.
I
This
see.
bone golem. It's better to shoot him sometimes for that reason.
Yeah.
He is weak to fire. That will help, but
it will take too long.
shoot even better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Golem is on the bingo board here. Now, defeating Golem, we will give people credit if they win the fight and Golem runs away. I guess that is technically defeating him. It doesn't say that you have to kill him.
Yeah, no,
you could kill him.
There is no required incentive on any boss fight. It's only defeat the boss formation.
Right. Yeah.
There is no such goal in boss hunt to kill a boss in a certain way. It's only defeat the formation. It doesn't... Yeah, you don't even have to kill them. So that bosses who run away or just leave, like Go-Go, you don't need to... Oh! Big Bridge in Lanka?
And also the Twin Tanya boss that was killed is on the board, so that's another square for Alraedris.
Elder Branch can be the path. So the only key that can be in Ex's Castle is the Submarine Key, which leads to nothing. Which means the path from Exdeath Castle is either more forest from the Elder Branch, which means there's an item in the forest, like, because we know Folk is barren, or it's the Ifrit's Fire, which means library was double path to the void. That's interesting.
Wow. I would try library myself.
Yeah, it's a fast check anyway, so it wouldn't hurt to try it. But I would not forget about Moor Forest as well. You might want to clear all your possible path to the void. Though, if you know your hints, you know that Necrophobia has this Submarine Key. You might want to just skip it until you can beat it, because it is required on the board. Don't use Hellfire.
Oh, yeah, Necro on the board.
Okay, Seawolf does not know you can petrify the buyers. You can Break Blade or Show to the buyers. Break Black Magic will reflect off the buyer's buyer, but you can actually petrify them with Shout or Break Blade. Seawolf using Ifrit instead of Shout is, in my opinion, a misplay.
Yeah, not a huge deal, but could save him some money because it seems like he's using Gil Toss on the other characters. Yeah, 3 Samurai with Gil Toss. So
it also saves...
kill one of their targets, then you save yourself some money because you're only throwing at 3 things.
It also saves time, because having the buyers reflecting spells of themselves was a lot of time. So at least insta-killing one means you have one less buyer who reflects their spell. So yeah. Alraedris trying again with the Zez's Fleet, which we know gives the Warstower key, which we know leads to a barren place. That also is a misread of the hints, in my opinion. If Alraedris has all the hints available, I wouldn't do that as well. Unless we have a required boss here. I think he already tried this boss and he died the first time. What was it?
Oh, Shoat.
Oh, is Shoat required? No, it's not. You have no reason to go here. Like...
Did Seawolf beat Shoat at the fleet? Because I must have missed it when he did.
Oh no, we got killed. And Seawolf does not...
Well, I think it was Alraedris that got killed, though.
Yeah, I'm talking about Alraedris.
Yeah, okay, well, I was asking about Seawolf, though.
Seawolf doesn't... Seawolf does not have the... He does not have the Hear You Call. So we can't have him
right.
there.
But you said that it gave Wall's Tower Key. That can't be right.
It's hinted.
What was it that gave Wall Tower?
There's a split.
Oh, it's just hinted.
Yeah, there's a split gives Wall Tower key. It's hinted.
True. Yep. Okay.
We have 9 hints so far. I'm missing one for some reason.
Yep. I'm also missing Wall Scholar hint. That might have been one that we didn't see.
Seawolf is in the trick spot right now because Necrophobia does a lot of damage through physical attacks, be it with his Scratch or the Vacuum Wave. Looks like he forgot to use the Golem item because he has Summon, so we can use Golem. Giltos will also do 0 damage on Necrophobia, so you need to rely on elemental damage because he blinds you with Flash, so yeah, Fire 3 will kill. Necro is weak to all element. We have a Wizard Ward boosting Fire 3. Alright.
It was a tough fight, but he managed to get through it. And there is that Wall's Tower key for Alraedris after defeating Shote. As you said, the only benefit of going to Wall's Tower, though, at this point is just to check the boss.
And that's
and
another...
there's a sub.
Yeah, we knew it. Like, you were right. The direct hint was for the submarine key. Because we did use it. Like, we had Everett's Fire and Elder Branch. Which means the Exodus Castle has a submarine key, could only be the held by Necrophobe. So we could have skipped it, if only it was not required on the board.
Yes, indeed. Alraedris going to the big bridge, because he's got that key item. He can access it.
Yeah.
This is a nice quick check before going into Exodus Castle. I think this is a good play.
I believe we got it in Moogle Waterway or Flying Lunkaroons. I don't remember.
Yeah, in the back of Lanka, yes. Prey Claw
is required.
Yes, on the board.
Yeah, bottom line.
This was a good spot to check and win. Shoteable boss is one option.
You can also use Odin or X-Zone. Criclo is not heavy. It is heavy, it's just...
Actually, Criclo...
It is, yeah. I keep confusing. You can use Doom, not Odin. Yeah, you can Doom it. Oh, nice Freelancer.
Freelancer. Interesting.
It kinda makes
At the big bridge, Freelancer.
It kinda makes the Mimic less valuable from Kuza. But yeah...
True. Yeah. Alraedris now has has three lines of bingo going vertically and also to the upper left diagonal. Looking pretty good. Oh, and also horizontal too. Three squares, I should say.
You could use the Freelancer to use the Excalibur you got from Moogle Village, which will make X-Death way easier. Using level 3 Flare is not a bad idea either, because XF is level 66, that's a multiple of 3. So the level 3 Flare will also do a nice damage. Not as much as the Wizard Ward boosting Fire 3, but non-negligible damage.
Yeah, it's pretty solid, and it saves you money in terms of going with black mages or blue mages or something instead of guild tossing everything.
Using the Samurai to use blue magic is not a bad idea because the Samurai natively has the evade passive ability, which gives you a chance to randomly dodge physical attacks, including Vacuum Wave, which is something very nice against X-Death.
For sure. Alraedris now gets the Ifrit's Fire for defeating a panda. I expect that X will be done soon. I don't know if Seawolf will be able to outrace that countdown timer. They'll be close. Doesn't really matter though because you don't get any rewards for winning this fight anyway, whether you're alive or not. Oh, but he did do it with 1 second left. I always like to see that.
So now something interesting. Alraedris saw Seawolf check the XDev goal, which means Alraedris knows exactly where Seawolf is, and he is on his trail.
So he should also know that maybe Golem and Necro are coming up
Yes.
as his imminent fights.
Yes, if you are good at scaling the estimated time you need to reach bosses spots after bosses spots, he knows the upcoming bosses are Golem into Necro into XDev. It's worth noting that Alraedris has a lot of bosses that Seawolf does not have. Alraedris has the technical advantage in here so far.
Yes, and Seawolf has gone back to Kuza to grab a few more things. Got White 6 and Mimic and something else just now, which I didn't notice. But I don't think we'll ever see him going back a third time.
Could have been something like a Knight's Shield or... I don't know... White Robe... No, the White Robe was on the other side. I don't know.
I don't remember what was in that spot. I don't think it was anything too special, but, you know, even if it's just something to sell.
He saved here. Okay, I thought he would go to the Void, which would have been a ballsy play. Nope, it's the Trench instead. You save, you check the gate boss, and you go away, because you know Trench is barren. It's not worth going all the way to check the other boss. I mean, maybe...
I would agree. There is a shop in there, but I think we've got enough power that we probably don't need to run all the way to check a shop.
We may do it, because the gate boss isn't Lion, and Lion is required on the board, so we're going to defeat it. So we may just commit and check the other boss, because it's accessible, but yeah. Just take a pick, maybe. There's also 3 hints.
There are also hints. Yeah, 3 hints, so it's sort of tempting. Yeah.
If it gives
might end up doing it.
If it gives you Path to the Void, you know it's leading to tablets, most likely, and tablets would open the Void boss rush. So, yeah.
And you can always nope out of the boss at the end of the dungeon if it's not on the board.
Other hints, like if it leads to the Mirage Radar, you know it's valuable because best shops in the game. If it leads to pages, it's also good because you know page dungeons are worth 2 bosses, so can also make a difference.
Alraedris having trouble with this bone dragon does not seem to be aware that it can be killed with Shoat, and having real trouble doing damage because Guild Toss is not working.
Do not do dance. If you get Jitterbug Duet or Mystery Waltz, you are going to lose HP and MP because it's an undead enemy. Single target.
It's a nice try with the Cure 3, but it's heavy too, so you can't single target it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can use you can press left one more, because then it would be the multi-target version and it works. We have Shrine Page hinted in
when
World
there's
2.
only one enemy on screen, I don't think the game lets you do a multi-target.
It does.
I'm skeptical. We'll pass Path to the Void. Hey, that was useful.
Yeah, I know.
That's a useful hint.
I saw something else. We got the 3rd Baron hint.
Oh, did we?
Yep.
And it was?
Did I forget? I think it was burning.
I didn't see it, so I don't know.
It's possible. If there is no key item on Move Forest, it's Burning Baron.
Yeah, it's kind of likely even. Oh, Time Mage is for sale here down in the trench. That's interesting. Alraedris going to the Walls Tower, which we know is Aaron. So this is just a boss check here. I mean, it's pretty quick.
If that's the case with Burning Baron, that means library is double path to the void. Once for the steamship key,
Yes.
which leads to tablet number 2, and once for the second spot, which, well, according to the hints we have, it cannot be Trench page. It's hinted in World 1, but Trench leads to a Baron location, and we already have it anyway. What's missing? It could...
We just got the hint saying that Tool Pass is Path of the Void, so that's going to lead to something.
Library could be for the Pyramid page. It could be for the Mirage Radar. Okay, it's either Pyramid page, Mirage Radar, or a tablet. It cannot be anything else.
Okay, well, Galura down here, we can show... We'll take the experience. We know we're not going to get a key item. Is Galura on the board?
It's on the board.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Wow, it's on the board. Okay.
Anyway, it's faster to kill. If you can insta-kill, it's faster to kill than reset, actually.
Yeah.
Mirage Vest
especially with such a quick and easy boss.
Mirage Vest and Big Quad. Nice rewords. There was also Sildra inside one of the chests. So, yeah, definitely valuable. Wolf's Tower is Baron, but it had Sandworm, who is also a required boss.
Amazing. Amazing how these Baron locations are having the bosses
you know
that
what,
we need.
Do you know what this means?
It means that the players might get different bingos. I don't know.
It means a certain location, which is spelled with 4 letters, might have required bosses using the same logic.
It's possible. You're right. You're right. It is possible. But first, we're gonna check the library.
Yes, definitely, I would do the same. Seawolf having the toolpass hint goes to toolpass first. That's a perfectly logical play. Though it's Stalker. We may get a quad Mind Blast. Okay, no, we're fine.
Toss. I don't like that.
Yeah,
you're gonna get countered, aren't you?
You may have broken the script.
Blaze counters, there they are. But
That's
we've got a person with an ice shield, so actually we can survive those.
Yeah.
Oh, lucky guess.
Oh yeah.
I think that was a lucky guess on hitting the correct one after that. So it's almost dead. You can guild toss again. It's just an expensive way to win. Should be a win, I think.
You also get the blaze counters, but even if you absorb the hit, you still get the sap effect, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, what? Okay, no, he only did the first spot. Yeah, he didn't...
Oh yeah, sorry, we're curious. We're more curious about the back of the library. Okay.
Yeah. We know it was the Ifrit's fire there. Oh, Bald Crystal. Oh, and Pyramid is on tool. So... Pyramid is on tool, it's path to the void. Pyramid has a required key item, which is probably the tablet. So we are going to see both tablets very soon.
I would expect that we would see that, yes. And then the question becomes, how many bosses do you need to kill, and how soon are you going to dive into the void to try and find the last few of them?
To be honest, if only that boss in the library was a required one, which means we would have a visual indicator on the board, I would be able to predict where my opponent is, and if I don't see him checking that goal, I would know he doesn't have this tablet, so I would jump into the void as soon as I can. Because, yep, it couldn't be anything else than a tablet. So, I mean, it could have been Meritrada, but yeah, it's the third tablet. Pyramid probably has the fourth tablet.
Probably. Or at least whatever, one more step to lead to the fourth tablet. So Alraedris with 3 tablets. Alraedris also, I think, has just one more bingo tile than Seawolf. So that part is pretty close. I think Seawolf has done more checks, though. So
Yeah.
his board should fill up a little bit faster going forward here.
Yes, but Alraedris has, well, numerically, Alraedris has one more square, but he has the center square.
Good
That's
point.
that's a big advantage. Especially
Absolutely.
with that diagonal he has. Like, the easiest way to get a lot of bingos in the most efficient way here would be an arrow, like an arrow pointing top left. With the first row, the first column, and the diagonal. That would be an easy triple bingo. I mean, you need 5 lines. But that would be an easy triple bingo here. Arrows are very powerful in bingo boards. Because you got...
Yep, that would be great.
Yeah, you get a corner.
Of course.
You get a goal in the corner, and you exploit it as much as you can, giving all 3 goals it can have.
Wolf looks to be sort of cleaning up some of the early game checks. Apocalypse is not one that he really cares about. In fact, I mean, it's going to be over so fast, I guess you might as well. Oh wait, Apocalypse is on the board. Did Alraedris not do this check either?
It's Wolfscastle? I believe it's Wolfscastle.
Yeah, they both must have faded. Yeah, they must have faded it. Both of them early on.
Oh,
that's surprising.
That must be the missing hint. I think none of them went to Wolfscastle. That's the missing 10th hint.
Yes. Now, is Seawolf going to notice that he just... Okay, he did just put it on the board now. Okay.
Yeah, Seawolf, yes, but not Alraedris. Alraedris missed it.
Yeah, that was a strange gap that both players faded that location for so long. But now it's time to move on to some of the more obvious checks. Oh, this is the center square for Seawolf. That advantage that Alraedris had is now even.
Yeah, and remember what I said about diagonals and rows? Well, Seawolf is in a great position to get the opposite row, facing top right, with that other diagonal.
Yes, indeed. They're both going for different arrows, in a way.
You could even say they both got the opponent's central symmetrical board.
Well, I think they now each have 5 tiles that the other player does not have, but that's going to probably change soon enough.
Well, for starters, Seawolf is going to get Leviathan from Nonkaruns.
Yes, and then I think it's going to be...
It's 4 and 4. It's tied.
Tanya or something from Karnak Escape.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's 4 on 5 in terms of advantage right now. Also, Alraedris is going to get X-Death at some point. So that's a goal we know we can get. Wait, why did it not go there actually? He was there earlier. He got the Ifrit's Fire from the basement. Did he go right away to... Why did he not go there? From the goals, he must have known there's... From the goals, he must have known there's Golem. He got Golem. Did he stop before Necrophobia? Why? Why would you stop before...
That's a good question. I wasn't paying attention, but I know he went into the castle and he beat Golem.
He got Golem and Warp Shot away? Why did he leave Necrophobia and X-Death? Because you know there's
Don't
Golem.
know.
You know your
He
opponent
knew
got...
they were coming too
Yeah, and
from the bingo board. He
yeah,
knew what the next fights were.
yeah, there is no room for mistake because he got Golem in X's Castle. He knows his opponent got it. He knows his opponent got X-Death. And even if you're bad at gauging the time in between checks, he got Necrophobia between Golem and X-Death, which are both in X's Castle, so he knows that Necrophobia is there. 100%.
Yep. Well, Seawolf got the Twin Tanya spot, as we were mentioning before. Alraedris, I think, has to go back to X-Death's Castle soon. I don't think he has many other checks left that he could...
In my opinion, that's a misplay. That's a huge misplay. It can cost a lot to Alraedris. It might cost the game and the match, actually. It may be the game breaker.
He must have been worried about doing the Necro fight and was looking for more power first, something like that, but I don't think it was...
Oh.
I don't know, maybe I'm paying close enough attention, but I think he had the power to win.
That's one less...
Oh, didn't he get stuck on... He had trouble with the Golem fight, so maybe he felt like weren't going well.
That's one less advantage. From Alraedris, Seawolf found Gilgamesh 1.
Okay, and Trench Page for Alraedris after completing the Karnak escape.
Ooh, and that's Kreklo as well. Seawolf is basically cleaning up all the early bosses because he knows Alraedris didn't do X-Death, so he knows Alraedris doesn't have access to World 3, so he knows that all the bosses that Alraedris has checked on the board must be in World 1 and 2. That's a huge...
You're absolutely right. So he's just matching every tile at this point.
That's a huge metagaming advantage. He knows all those bosses were available. He just needed to clean up World 1 and 2. So now he knows Sandworm is somewhere. So maybe he doesn't have the key item to go there. But yeah. I don't remember where Sandworm was.
I don't remember either. It was... I'm trying to see if there's a difference in key items.
Scissors Fleet?
No, that had Shoat. Was it at the top of the Walls Tower? I think.
Oh, right. You're right.
Because Alraedris only had the Walls Tower key. Yeah.
You are absolutely right. That's Walls Tower. And he does not have the Walls Tower key because it's on the Scissors Fleet, which he cannot access because he doesn't have the Hear You Call.
Right.
Greg 2, that's not the Gilgamesh we want. We already found Gilgamesh 1, we already found Gilgamesh 3, and we're looking for Gilgamesh 4. But he has access to the back of the pyramid, which has another boss and a key item, most likely the tablet. Alraedris
it's funny because the Hear You Call is behind Gogo. That's the one that Seawolf had to reset out of it because it got mad at him. He decided not to go back even now.
Yeah, that was in Lonka Meteor.
Yeah.
So Alraedris got Apocalypse, so he's also kind of catching up, but he must have deduced. He must have to go through X's Castle. There's still Hiyu Valley, if you didn't check that. Nice running shoes from the pyramid.
And that's what he's doing.
Pyramid has a lot of high tier chests. 2 white suits and running shoes. That's nice.
Oh, running shoes were found in there? That's amazing. It's really nice to get at least one pair of those.
Yeah, you see 3 chests. The left and right ones had white robes, and the center one had running shoes.
We stepped on a... Oh, we must have float on or something. Thought we stepped on a spike, but when you have float, you can just run over the spikes. It's so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, he probably used Big Ward against the gate boss, so Big Ward giving you armor shell and float. You retain float for the rest of the dungeon, so you are immune to the poisonous spikes.
Smart play there.
You can also use damage floor or just have a Geomancer in your party. Geomancer natively has the damage floor as a passive. If you master the Geomancer, your Freelancer will also have it natively without having to equip it. I would have not thrown Kill Toss on Magisa. 1, it costs money. 2, you have a chance to spawn Forza. I would have insta-killed her.
It is Shrine Page, which is one of the few key items that is different between our racers. It's potentially something to chase once you get into World 3.
Yeah, Shrine Page is hinted at in World 2, so Seawolf probably knows where it is. Because in World 2, he's only missing 2 spots, and both are... one of them is hinted to have the World Tower key, the other is not hinted, but World 2 is hinted to have the Shrine Page, so by deduction, you know that it must be there. Oh yeah, it's also because more forest must be barren because burning barren, and Seawolf is actually the only one to know that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another advantage, I'd say. I mean, advantage in terms of key items isn't that huge, but if it's the tablets, it's actually a nice advantage, because having all the bosses in the void available is not negligible. Even if with 3 tablets you can go to the void and be lucky.
Even if there is a bingo boss here at the forest, Seawolf will be able to metagame and know roughly where it is, because there's not many checks in World 1 that he hasn't done.
So
he will know because it'll light up before the X-Death tile.
So that's a vanilla boss, because the randomizer moved the forest encounter on top of the pyramid, so it's technically Merujin's vanilla spot. So hello there. Merujin being...
she is on the board.
Yes.
Down in the lower left corner.
Yes, it's a diagonal. Very variable.
Yeah, that's a really nice one to get. And it's a tablet too.
Oh no.
Uh-oh, Odin. And this is not going to work. I think the chances are very, very small.
This spot is very cruel for Odin, because he can do his signature move Zantetsuken, also called True Edge. He cannot be cheesed. You can only petrify with Breakblade, which he does not have. And he has a lot of HP, which is the highest HP spot of World 2.
Has Breakblade been completely unavailable, or is it possible that you could have found it in a shop or something and just need to reset and reconfigure?
I do not remember seeing Breakblade.
Okay, well, Alraedris didn't spend too much time in that fight, so not a huge time loss. Just got some loot. Running through the forest took longer. Looks like he's okay. He didn't even do the save out after the burn event.
Yeah.
I hope that he doesn't go after this fight again.
Yeah, it's faster to
I hope
save.
that he just leaves. Yeah.
Yeah, it's faster to save.
He should go south and just leave. Don't go north. Don't go into the fight again. Unless I'm wrong about not having Breakblade, but I think you're right. I don't think we have it.
So it's technically faster to go out of the forest and save there on the overworld map. Because 2 reasons. First, you are closer to the fight if you need to retry. Second, you are saving after opening the chest, which means you lose less time if you need to reopen the chest. And here, Hero's Song and Bolt 3, you want to reopen the chest.
This could be a big problem if he thinks he needs to win by spamming show. You could spend a lot of time here if you don't realize that the chance is so small that you should just leave. Now, Odin is human. Man-Eater, if you had a dancer, I think we have 4 summoners though.
Well,
had your dancer going, you could do something, but I don't know if this is gonna work out.
I mean, yes and no. It's not low chance. I think it's impossible because at this spot, I'm pretty sure Odin's magic evade exceeds 100.
Yeah, I don't recall the spot where that occurs, but it's... Oh my gosh! Got the hit in! We were wrong. There was a chance. I don't know what the percentage chance is. I know it was small.
Commentators...
But,
not luck, but commentators... not curse, but commentators bless. On the other hand, Seawolf gets Mino. That's a tough boss.
And it was on the board last game, but not on this game, so it's just beat it and get on to the next boss. Is all we care about here.
Fortunately, on this...
Unfortunately, Odin was not on the board either. Oh wait, he is on the board. Well, good for you, Alraedris. That is one only red square.
That's not just that square. That means Seawolf is not going to get neither the first column or the second row, because there's no way Seawolf goes to move forest after Deeping the Void.
Yeah, that would be like his absolute last check or something.
Yeah.
Well, he'll have to work on other bingos then. Finally, Alraedris is going up Exdeath's castle. He should know the fights that are coming. He's got to do Necro and Exdeath and... Is there one more, or is that it? Just those 2, maybe? Alraedris is checking the key items that he has. He seems concerned about something. He might be considering doing something like skipping Necro, and might be thinking about what he would do or where he would go after beating Exdeath or something like that, but...
That would be a huge misplay, because 1, you know Necro is here, 2, you know it's on the board, and 3, you have showed and you should know you can petrify the buyers.
Yeah, I think he's definitely got the power to win the fight. I just think that maybe sometimes people get a little bit scared by Necro.
You also have level 5 black magic spells with Wizard Rods, so Necro wouldn't be a problem in his second phase. So yeah, definitely...
You know what did happen, though, was during the Golem fight, I think Alraedris killed Golem, so he might not have the Golem summon to block the attacks from Necro in phase 2.
That
should make it a little bit tougher.
That shouldn't be such a problem with the spells. Like, he has a lot of HP now.
Yeah. Well, that was a very quick phase 1 with Guild Tossing.
Oh, you're right. He doesn't have Golem. He also doesn't have Titan. Oh, Soul Cannon was a goal.
We've defeated Soul Cannon. Oh, was it? Nice. I missed that. You're right.
And
okay, that is one bingo, yeah.
That's the first bingo. That's 1. Alraedris checked Necrophobia before actually beating Necro. Okay, gets Esuna in order to cure the blindness. And survives the physical attack. Oh, nice, here you plant. It's going to be another bingo. It's worth noting that here you plant can be hit by Odin. It's also human, so if you still have the man-eater, you can dance on here you plant.
That's right, a human plant. You saw it here first. Oh, Alraedris spamming Demon Eye against Necro, that's not something that works against him, it only works on his barriers. It's possible that if you hit him with it while the barriers are still up, it does work, but he just comes right back.
It works because
He's not vulnerable when he's alone, yeah.
It technically works because it's that you don't hit the actual Necro, you hit a dummy target that has Necro's sprite.
Yeah. Well, the scrolls are working because he is weak to all elements, but we've only got one person standing, and Necro just killed that person, so yeah. Better plan for phase 2.
That's
Put everyone in the back row, I think, would be a good start.
That's double bingo for Seawolf. Going on to...
Very nice.
Going to this next boss. The following boss, Gilgamesh Fall, that's another recoil boss, nice.
Yep, this is paying off well so far, doing these void fights. I don't know if Seawolf will be able to finish completely in the void. He might have to leave to finish, but he's making good progress on the board.
I mean, he at least has the capacity to go all the way up. But yeah, the bosses there might not all be required. I don't remember... Actually, I'm not sure. We've seen a lot of bosses. I don't think there is any remaining boss that is not on the board.
Oh, well, there's certain places where we haven't visited though, right? Like the back of the shrine. I don't even know if we've gone to the front of the shrine, actually.
It doesn't even have the shrine page.
Not yet.
Shrine, yeah, shrine. We have not visited Shrine and Falls. We have not visited Fork Tower. We have not visited Northern Mountain Bahamut Spot. And I think that's all we have not seen.
Well, that's like 7 bosses there. Did we go to Sunken Walls Tower?
Nope. We didn't.
That's another one.
Yeah, you're right. But that's giving Seawolf so many opportunities. Bahamut would be a third bingo. Kimmerobrain would be 2 bingos at once.
Yep. That would be the one that you really want to see because it's also just easy to kill and gives you 2 bingos.
Omniscient would give another diagonal, but Void Omniscient is something you don't really want to see in terms of difficulty, but that would be beneficial in terms of finishing the seed. There are plenty of ways to finish. The goblins as well.
I sort of like the idea that maybe the final boss, the vanilla final boss location also ends up being the last boss that you need to complete the bingo board, but we'll see if that actually ends up happening or not.
Imagine Vanilla Ned. I mean, goblins.
Yeah.
Oh, well, nope, they're here.
Oh, here are the goblins. You called them into existence a little bit earlier than you were predicting, but still, immediately.
Mm.
Well, it's a nice, easy fight, so we're through it quick and easy. Can just go on to the next fight without even bothering to save, probably.
Yeah. That's 3 lines. 2 more. So, the thing is, Alraedris actually died once on Necrophobia, so we should have not checked that on the board.
Oh, did he check it off?
No, he didn't.
That's odd. Yeah, he should not have checked it.
He should not have checked it
We're
in the first
facing
place.
Omni here. Does Seawolf have the setup? Or does he need to reset before fighting this guy?
Oh, if he has Summon, he's good to go because he has Sildra from the Trench. He should have good spells as well with gold pins. He just needs to survive, to be honest.
You kinda need to mute Omni here because he has Cure 3, which could fill him up to full anytime that he uses it.
He has white
It's not
magic.
guaranteed that he'll use it, but
He has white magic,
um,
so he can use mute.
very unreliably though.
True, but that's better than nothing.
Well, I'm just saying it might be more reliable to reset and rig up Mute Spellblade. Because if this guy heals himself, you've just lost a bunch of time.
You could also try to stop Omni.
Yeah, it doesn't last very long at all, though.
Do not use the magic lamp.
Alraedris, I think, I wasn't really watching, but it looks like he's died to Necro and is probably pretty tilted now that he died to him twice. It seems like he doesn't have great damage against Necro. Maybe no August spells.
Actually,
Help stuff.
I believe that's the exact moment when he forfeited.
Oh, I wasn't aware that that happened. I thought that he just struggled at some point, but I didn't realize that
Let me
he might have
calculate.
given up.
Yeah.
The bingo board went away when you put Alraedris' stream.
That's because
away.
no,
At least maybe not for
I didn't touch
channel,
anything.
but for
That's
me.
I didn't touch anything. That's because Alraedris stopped streaming at that moment.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't. Yeah, so I don't know if anyone else can see it, anything except Seawolf finishing the
Oh.
seed at this point.
Right, the box does not have that place. Can do that. Yep. Yeah. So in the race room, Alraedris did forfeit at that moment. So right now, all that Seawolf needs is to finish the game, is to finish the seed, because if Seawolf also forfeits, the game is not won. He has to validate it by finishing, and I believe Omniscient would be the wintable bingo. I will rewind.
I want to say 4 bingos for beating this boss. I think.
I'm going to rewind because unfortunately, the video was using Alraedris bingo board. So, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
A little bit unlucky there. This doesn't happen that often, but I could see getting tilted. I got tilted myself when I was playing my bingo game. I had a rough game too as well with gargoyles, putting them to sleep and then Shoat not hitting them over and over and over again. But in this case, we will try and at least tell the viewers how close Seawolf is to a bingo if we can just look back at the old board. I remember Omni being upper left corner, and I'm pretty sure that finishes Seawolf's 4th bingo, and then he needs probably just one key boss to finish, or maybe 2, depending on what location they're in.
I just hope he didn't stop at Omni, because if it's not his 5th bingo, he didn't win.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why he would stop at Omni. Are you saying just because the other person forfeited, he would stop?
Yeah, maybe.
He hasn't done... Yeah, well, he should know that he needs to finish getting 5 lines before it's over. And there's Flare, and it got to bounce back on Omni, so everyone is alive.
That's something you like to see.
Yeah. And not an easy boss. I don't think he ever Cure 3'd himself, though, which was really nice to see, because it could have
he mastered the black
really
mage.
long and drawn out. That's nice for high magic power.
Oh, you definitely want to go back
Go
to the
back and
save
save.
point. You don't want to try Necro's spot and have to redo both the goblins and Omni. You want to save after Omni.
Now, if I remember the bingo board before it disappeared, I do think that Seawolf had a bit of an advantage. Alraedris had a couple squares that Seawolf was unlikely to get, but I think Seawolf had more squares because of his going into the void and finding some additional bosses on the board.
Let me see.
You can add Omni to that as well. I mean, there was like 2 or 3 bosses on the board that were in the void already. I think 3.
So Omni was his 4th bingo. Yup.
Okay. That's what we thought.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, he has to go to the... Yeah, there's only one boss remaining in the void anyway, so it's either a required boss, which coincidentally will also trigger the credits, or he has to go out of the void. We'll see.
There is this spot, the Necro spot, but there's also the Neo X Death spot. Oh, Chimera Brain's the one we wanted, right?
Yep.
Like that should end it. That
Yep.
should end it after you kill this
Yep.
boss here.
Yep.
Really nice boss to see here.
Yep, that would be 6 lines instead of 6 lines instead of 5.
Well, that's a GG then for Seawolf.
Yes, actually confirmed. GG's. Which also means...
Well, it wasn't too far away from victory anyway, so that worked out okay.
Just let me see if I can maybe get a capture to show.
Diving into the void when he did really paid off well for Seawolf. I know Omni took a long time, but I still think it was a faster boss after boss after boss sequence than if he had run around trying to do World 3 checks and stuff. Or even some of the other ones where he would have had to go back and do Go-Go, which that would have been really quick. But then that would have led him to the fleet, which is also not a required boss, and eventually he would have gotten to the Walls Tower to actually get something that was required, but
Okay.
I think the Void Dive was the correct play.
Just be patient. There we go. That's the bingo ball. I'm going to align it. I'm not using studio mode because too lazy, but yeah. That's it.
Very good. 1, 2, 3, 4,
6.
and 5 being Chimera Brain. Oh, 6, yeah, when Chimera Brain gets lit. Yep.
Yep.
That's a pretty full board. Only 2 bosses that were not found.
Yup.
All right then. Well, and this, as a result of these 2 games, Seawolf advances from the semifinals to the finals, where he will face Judge Joe. Don't have that match scheduled, but it could be as soon as next week.
There we go.
I'm hoping it will be next week.
So, yep. Only the grand final remains, which will also be in best of 3 games. We hope we can get a lockout. But Judge Joe is a very formidable opponent.
Yes, Joe came in as the 1 seed and has held that very impressively in all of his matches so far.
That's the
Seawolf looking good though. Has made some really good. I mean, he absolutely destroyed me in our game one. I think it was over in like 45 minutes or something. So he can be fast too.
try. Judge Joe is the only runner in the tournament who actually did not get an upset loss. Every other matches had the underdog winning.
Yeah,
So,
it was pretty wild. All I can say is that maybe some people prepared a little more for their asyncs than others. Certainly Freddy could have gotten a better seed, but he only ended up doing one async, so that tanked his seed. But yeah, Seawolf is a good player. I know I've gone up against him in the past, and it was pretty close, even if we were separated by a pretty large gap in seeding. He still is. Our matches were close, and in the case of this tournament, he beat me twice in a row. So got a chance. Absolutely has a good chance.
yeah, and has to go back to what we were discussing earlier. The final round, which on the document is not documented as round 3, the grand final should be played between June 3rd and June 16th. So, following tomorrow, the grand final will have to happen within the 2 next weeks. So, yeah, the end of the tournament is very soon. Will it be Judge
Yeah, I
Joe?
look forward to it.
Will it be Judge Joe, the first seed, the one who dominated everyone from the seeding asyncs to the matches? Or will it be the underdog Seawolf, seed 7, who came back from the very bottom, beating Trisalizer and Alraedris on the way? It can be interesting. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We may or may not see a game 3 flag set. We're all hoping, I think, to see it. We might rig some sort of backup if we don't end up seeing it. We might be able to.
We may organize an exhibition match,
exhibition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were mentioning like the maybe a third place match. So if Freddy and Alraedris agree on this, they could have a third place match with the lockout settings. Like the third game, which is optional. If we don't see it, we will finally see the lockout game on all spots available at the start. Like, it's open world and we have all key items, so it's fully open world, full boss hunt with lockout.
Yeah, and the lockout, even though it's called bingo, it's a race to 13 squares. They don't have to be in a bingo line or anything. It's just 13 squares is more than your opponent can ever get. So that's how it'll work. Yeah. And it would be great to see. Hopefully we'll see it one way or another.
So lockout is not necessarily 13 goals. So, I mean, first to 13 is an immediate win, because the main goal is lockout is to have more goals than your opponent before the time runs out, because you are on limited time, and once the time is over, you count the goals. If you have more goals than your opponent, you win. But since you lock the goal, since getting a goal locks it for your opponent, if you get to 13, there is no mathematical way to get more goals than you, so it's an immediate win. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Lockout, that's the locking aspect is what makes lockout interesting.
Absolutely, because I mean, you could be in the same fight as your opponent and they might finish, just a second before you, and if they click the board a second before you, then what you just did was kind of a waste. So it sort of forces the racers to make unorthodox plays to try and outsmart each other in terms of where might my opponent go next.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I've never done it, but it sounds fun.
Uh,
At least as a viewer, it sounds fun. If I was a racer, I don't know, it might not be
I've
quite so much fun.
I've tried Lockout Bingo in the past. Well, it's on a different game. It was on Mage Cap Randomizer. I did not really like it. But I was inexperienced as well. But yeah, the main thing is it feels really different. It's completely different. The mentality is not the same, so that's why it was included as the quote-unquote tiebreaker. So yeah, maybe I hope we can see at least one game. Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's midnight and a half for me, so we're going to wrap this up. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the runners for an interview. I don't even think they're still online, are they?
I don't
Oh,
think so.
they're
Seawolf
online.
had to go.
I mean, they are both online on Discord, so I'll ping them and see if maybe.
Okay. Yeah, maybe Seawolf is done. I know he was going to commentate one or more of his own matches, but then had to take care of some other stuff.
Yeah, we may wait a little. But yeah. Yeah.
Well, I would say overall, though, like, well done by both of the racers. I think that this particular match was quite close until Alraedris got sort of stuck in Exdeath Castle.
Yeah.
He left Exdeath Castle. He did some other things which kind of worked out okay, but probably put him behind.
Nah.
And then when he came back in, he still couldn't beat Necro.
On the contrary, because as long as he wouldn't lit up Exdeath's square, everything that he would do and find, Seawolf would know that it would be in World 1 or 2, so it would not be at his advantage at all. So yeah, not going to Exdeath's castle was, as I mentioned, the big game breaker. That's definitely.
And in the game 1, there was also something I was gonna mention, but of course now I'm having trouble remembering what it was. But there was also sort of a key turning point in game 1 as well.
Game 1 was closer. The game 1 was tighter actually.
Yeah, it was pretty tight. Yeah, and this game had a chance to be tight up until that point. Exdeath Castle was what kind of lost things for Alraedris. And I think that not just losing to Necro a couple times, but also realizing that you're losing because your opponent is getting bingo squares while you're struggling. It's the reason why he decided to forfeit there. He knew that that was the spot that was really holding him back from making any further progress. But entertaining overall. The seeds were interesting. The hints and stuff were fun and interesting and useful for the most part. Not all of them, of course, but a lot of them.
Unfortunately, Seawolf is not at home, so is not available for an interview. Alraedris has not replied yet. Well, on the other hand, aside from the tournament, which is almost reaching the end, there are some other news. Final Fantasy V Karaday will appear in some upcoming marathons. So,
That's right.
yeah, there is the Final Fantasy Randomizer Marathon coming right up, and there will be a triple threat race in it.
I will be doing commentary.
Mhm.
I forget who our 3 racers are. IB Karma. Who else?
That I will give it to you. So it's kind of a relay race with other Final Fantasy games. So because there's Final Fantasy VI multiple times, there's Beyond Chaos, there is another. Oh no, okay, this day is duplicated. Never mind. So there's FF6 Beyond Chaos, but there will also be Final Fantasy I randomizer. So the first type is a shuffler trio, the other time is a cup bingo race. And I think you will see it one more time because, yeah, Archipelago. There's Final Fantasy randomizer and Mystic Quest randomizer in Archipelago. For what we were mentioning, Carrier Day, I found it. Carrier Day will happen in Saturday, overnight, at midnight Eastern Time. Wait, is it Eastern Time? Yes, it's midnight Eastern Time.
So.
Yep. And it's going to be IB Karma, Freddy, and Judge Joe.
And that's the first leg of a 3-part relay race, yes?
Yep. So it's going to happen midnight on Saturday 15th. So most likely after we close the tournament. So,
yeah, probably so. I would imagine Joe would like to schedule those things not too close together. For his own sanity. And then there's like FF6 is part of the relay, the FF6 randomizer, and I think Chrono Trigger, Jets of Time randomizer.
So Beyond Chaos is not the one people would mainly think about because it's the most popular one is Worlds Collide. Beyond Chaos is another randomizer for the SNES version of FF6. There's also Chrono Triggers, yes, Jets of Time. Well, there are a lot of games.
Absolutely. Yeah, it'll be a fun time. Like I said, I will be doing commentary and would happy to have someone else join me at that time for commentary on the career day portion, at least.
That's going to be 6 a.m. for me. So
no, it doesn't necessarily have to be you. I'm just putting it out there.
Well, mentioning the FFR Randomizer Marathon is a nice transition to obviously thank Final Fantasy Randomizer for lending us their restream layout and their channels. Thanks to them very much. If you want more information about our randomizer, you can type !F5CD. We'll give you the link to our Discord server and as well to the website. Thank you, Dry, for accommodating that with me. And
thank you, Rom, for the restream, being the restream master, as you often are.
Well, I like to restream, so yeah.
Well, it works well then. And we'll thank the racers for entertaining us as well. And the chat, people who showed up to watch.
Yeah. Above all, thanks to everyone watching the tournament matches. Like, you're the very reason we're doing that, and we, like, it feels good to see people who like to watch and appreciate the restreams. Thanks a lot to you. Alright, anyway, this is finally time to part. Thanks everyone and see you for the grand finals. Goodbye, stay tuned.